All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order Friday, July 16th, 2021, and open with a roll call. So my name is Dan Sugg, and I am in Lathup Village, Oakland County. Cheryl?
Am I saying, hold on. Cheryl Mitchell, Terrio, Lathup Village, Michigan.
Susie?
Susie Stack, Lathup Village, Michigan.
Oakland County. Yeah, thanks. Corey?
Corey Dahl, Lathrop Village, Oakland County, Michigan.
Rami?
Code Enforcement Officer Rami Swiden, Lathrop Village, Oakland County, Michigan.
Awesome. Brian?
Brian Ford, Curtis, Michigan, Mackinac County.
Thanks. Pam Schermeyer?
Pam Schermeyer, Lathrop Village, Oakland County, Michigan.
Mark Watts?
Mark Watts, Lathrop Village, Michigan, Oakland County.
Pam Bracci?
Amber Achi, Lathrop Village, Oakland County, Michigan.
And Shyla Belter?
Shyla Beltur, Lathrop Village, Oakland County.
Wonderful. All right, if I could get a motion to, are we just excusing Mayor Garrett? Fred and Bobby, you didn't hear from, so.
I have not heard from Todd or Bobby, so it's just a motion for Mayor Garrett at the moment.
Okay, so if I could get a motion to excuse Mayor Garrett today, she has other business.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Brian and second by
Second,
Pam Schermeyer. So all in favor, Cheryl? I saw a yes, verbally yes
Yes.
there. Let's see, Brian,
Yes.
Pam,
yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Shyla,
Yes.
and Dan for the win. Yes, all right. We have that motion. So now if I could, I'm going to look for approval of today's agenda.
Hey, just FYI, it just flashed, so if we get lost, I'll sign back in.
Okay.
All right, move to approve today's agenda.
And can I get a second?
Cheryl.
Second from Cheryl. Awesome. So roll call votes, Cheryl,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Shyla,
Yes.
and Dan, yes. So, all right, we've approved today's agenda. Now, in the packet, under item number 4, are minutes from both the June 18th meeting and the special meeting minutes from June 24th. Hopefully you've had a chance to review those. Are there any additions, corrections, or questions related to those? And again, that's item 4A and 4B. And if there are none, I will take a motion. Can I get one motion, Susie, for both?
We should probably do them one for each.
Okay, so for the minutes from item 4A, the 6/18 board meeting, can I please get a motion to approve?
All right, motion to approve the minutes from the June 18th meeting.
And a second?
Second, Cheryl.
Cheryl seconds that, and let's go around the horn. Cheryl?
Yes.
Whose phone's ringing? Shiloh, okay. All right, so we have a yes from Cheryl. Brian?
Curious before I vote, I mean, I was absent. Is it appropriate to vote for the approval of minutes that I was in attendance for?
Yes, you can rely on your colleagues to identify if there was an issue. So, yes, you can vote.
Yes.
Question, Pam?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
And Shiloh?
Yes.
Yes, and Dan, yes. So we have carried that motion, and the same for item 4B, the special meeting, which addressed the increased amount of sidewalk stuff. So hopefully you've had a chance to review that. And
And if I may, Bobby is here, so if we could get Bobby to announce for city city, county, state, and join it. That would be great.
Hi,
Welcome, Bobby. If you could tell us who you are and where you're located, please.
Hi, Bobby Lovins, Lathrop, Oakland County, Michigan.
Welcome to the meeting. So,
Well, I was here the whole time, but, and I was giving smoke signals, but no one could see me or hear me. Then it rejoined all of a sudden, and now here I am. Puff.
Well, then welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
well, welcome to the party. So, all right, we are currently accepting a motion to approve the minutes from the special meeting held on June 24th, item 4B. Can I get a motion to approve and accept?
I'll move to approve the minutes from the special meeting.
Awesome. And a second?
Second, Cheryl.
See the pattern here. All right, so Cheryl, if you could vote, please.
Yes.
Accept and approve. All right, great, thank you. We have a positive Pam,
Yes,
Mark Watts,
Yes.
Shyla,
Yes.
Bobby. You're on mute?
Yes.
Awesome, and Brian.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, we are all the way to item number 5 now, which is the financial review. And we are very fortunate to have Pam back live with us now. So hopefully you guys have had a chance to peruse that. If not, take a minute now and get through it and let us know if there's any questions. Pam, anything of note that we should know there?
Not really, other than not all the 630 figures are in because I'm working on audit. So I'm still adjusting a few things here and there. So you might see a little bit more revenue come in and things like that when I get done. So,
Okay.
and we're also, if there's any invoices, they have to go back to 630 budget year. Those are still coming in too. So that's the only thing you're not going to see on the 630 report. So it's a preliminary.
I'm not familiar with some of the jargon, so you'll have to refresh my memory. What does journal GJ mean?
General journal entries
Okay,
where they're probably going, well, they're the journal entries, they have to go into the system. So either they can be manual or they can be automatic, depending on what, and most of them are probably my putting in.
okay. And journal CD would be
Cash
what?
disbursement.
Okay,
Pam, you mentioned that we may have some invoices coming in that you'll have to put back into June. Are you anticipating many? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't think so.
Well, we just did a check run yesterday. So, and I don't think those were included in the report because I know the report was done prior to those journal entry or to those invoices going in. So, but you know, you're always a month behind because we're getting all the invoices for June now into July. So.
Great. Any other questions on the financials?
Just a general question. When the DDA is audited, is there ever an opportunity to have with our auditors? Because I don't recall seeing that product last year.
The DDA is audited with the city overall financials. And so it's a part of the city's financial audit, our big financial audit, is the DDAs and that.
Okay, so
But what we can do is make certain that the DDA gets a copy so that you can include it in your packets as well.
yes, please, because I'm just not familiar with that, and that would be I think a nice addition to what we receive.
Okay, we can do that.
Doesn't mean you have to answer all of the audit questions that we're getting, though, as a compromise.
Yeah, you also have to come in here and help me.
Well, I can answer any question.
I do feel like I've been in an audit since January, so that's all we do.
That's all I do too is audits, it seems like.
Okay, any other questions around June financials? All right, I'll look for a motion to accept and approve.
Dan, I'll make a motion to file and receive financials.
Motion Bobby. Yep,
Second.
and a second from Pam. All in favor, Cheryl?
Yes.
Let's see, Pam,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Shyla,
Yes.
Bobby,
Aye.
and Brian.
Yes.
Awesome, and from Dan, I, so all in favor. All right. Now we're moving on to item 6. Corey, what do you have for the promotions committee?
All right, let me, sorry, pull up minutes. So we, can't find them. Here they are. All right, so we mostly discussed a quick overview of the info meeting. As a reminder, we're doing that September 15th from 4 to 6. And so we have to do those bylaws showing what the DDA is. But we want to kind of amp it up. Our attendance is usually pretty low, so we're going to try and turn this into a business networking, also talking about what the DDA does, and then discussing ARP funds. So we'll ask businesses what they need most, how we can help. So we talked a little bit about that. In our last e-newsletter, we put out a call for businesses. So businesses that can provide services to our other Lathrop Village businesses, whether it's financial, marketing, media, anything like that. We're requesting that maybe they can table and just really get that network between our businesses going. We also talked about merchandise. So we have our new rebranding going on. So we're looking to see what giveaways we can do, and then also those investments like new tablecloth. So things that we'll have at our events, whether it's to represent the brand or just give out at our events. So we'll talk a little bit further into the agenda about those. I'm not going to go in too deep about it because we'll talk about it a little more. So don't want to have to repeat it all again. And then a big thing that's kind of exciting is the county provides technical assistance to the higher tier levels, and this year they have funding for us as well. So we will be getting about $1,000 from Oakland County to do some tech assistance, and that can be board training or business workshops, anything really along those lines. So we already did the board resilience COVID recovery with Matt Wagner at the National Main Street. So we're thinking about focusing really on our businesses and doing a workshop with social media, online presence and stuff like that. So we're going to work with the county about getting a speaker here so we can get a workshop going for our businesses. So that will be really exciting, especially this is the first year we'll be getting it. And then really the last thing we talked about is rescheduling our bike event for our new bike path. So we're looking somewhere in the fall, hopefully September. It's getting pretty packed, so we'll keep you updated with a date, but something along the lines of Dan suggested bikes and barbecue. So take a ride along the bike path and then maybe have some sort of barbecue, anything we can get there. So we'll keep you updated with that once we have more details. And then also just to let you know, we're partnering with the
Roadmasters Corvette Club.
Roadmasters Corvette Club. They will be having an event at the school parking lot, and we'll just partner with them for presents. We'll have a table there. And that will be on August 14th. So it's free to attend. If you have a car you want to enter, I think it's about $30.
Still waiting for a final number on that, but yes.
So we'll also have some updates with that. We're working with them right now to get the details down. But it looks like a really cool day. This weekend on Saturday, they have a car show at the credit union. So that'll be cool. Some new partnerships and exciting stuff. But that's pretty much all I have for promotions. The big thing we talked about was merchandise, and we'll get a deeper dive into that later. So don't want to have to bore you with that. But I can take any questions with promotions. Otherwise, I'll go on to our next committees.
Can I ask a quick question?
You got it.
Yeah.
Corey, the first thing you mentioned was networking businesses to businesses.
Yeah.
Okay, could you just recap that for a real quick second? Did you say that you have already or you intend to send out communication? Like how can you market?
Oh, I think I lost some of the sound. But we in our business e-newsletter that went out Monday, I think, we put a call for businesses that offer services, that can offer services to other businesses, to allow them to table there. So we'll keep sending out those communications, get the word out for that. So it's preliminary right now, but we're still looking to get businesses interested since we're about 2 months out.
Great. I think you're good to move on, Corey.
And our next one, let's see, beautification. So the way the month fell kind of weird. In June, they met after our board meeting. So this is from the June meeting, and then they'll meet next Monday. But we're still working on getting some temporary plywood murals. We have a lot of interest from different artists. So on Monday, we're planning to build that out a little bit more. So we discussed how to get the community involved. Maybe one of our Southfield public schools, we can give them maybe one to get the kids in that, since the DDA and Main Street, they really encourage you getting the youths involved. So hopefully we can get the schools doing that. Some updates, we'll also be talking about this a little bit later, but we're working with one of our residents to do the flower beds and at the gateway signs and at City Hall. So we have some work coming. It's happening. I know they look a little sad right now, but next week we're going to get some work started. She has some awesome plans for it, and she's doing it pro bono, which is amazing. So we'll be talking about this a little bit later in the meeting, but we'll start working on that next week. And then a big thing is alley maintenance. So we're dedicating next week as Alley Maintenance Week to encourage businesses to maintain their alleys. If they have access to their alleys, to their business through the alleys, they're supposed to maintain them. So next week, the DDA will be maintaining our alleys. So we'll be out there working. If anyone wants to come help us out, we'll be cutting down some weeds. And then we're just going to keep encouraging our businesses to clean and maintain their alleys. So instead of doing the cleanup with MDOT that's dedicated next week, we're going to focus on our alleys. And then just a little other things. We talked about trash cans. We're going to work with the beautification task force to identify where we should put some trash cans throughout the district. And then we also, we're looking at different banners for the holiday. So we'll get ahead of it, actually get some holiday banners out there this year. So we're picking them out early, so we're ahead of the curve. So that is beautification. Any questions with that? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll keep going through to EV next.
Quick question about the alley cleanup. Who from the DDA is doing this?
Right now, it's me, Corey, and our two seasonal people. So anybody that wants to join us, please.
I mean, could you just like send out an email or something where you're going to be on a particular day, and if I can join, I'll do that.
Yes, yes,
That was
she's saying yes.
on my list, and I will be sending out. I was going to send beautification a reminder anyways, because I have the agenda I'm going to send out today. So I will send you all also an email about where we'll be and out and about. We'll also be planting flower beds. So if you want to join us next week, we have lots of planting and landscaping going on.
Artwork.
So,
I know we've approved expenses for banners before. Did we have that in the budget already?
Yes.
Yeah, we did. Right?
And can tell you really quickly.
I'm more concerned that we're going to have to reapprove it, but if we have it in the budget, we should be fine. So
Yeah, we had, where's my notes in here? Yes, we allocated $1,500 in this current year budget for banners
Okay.
and another 10 for Christmas decorations. So
And then I know we've talked about trash cans at a couple times at this level. Have we associated an expense with that? Yeah.
not yet.
Okay.
No. Corey and I have been, yeah, we've been slowly shopping for them. So
I almost took a picture of one. I can't remember exactly where it was. I think it was Shipshawana. It had some really cool trash cans, or maybe it was some community I was in, I forget, but I actually stopped and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool looking, look pricey, but certainly those again are an opportunity, I think, to designate that DDA space as something different. So when people are driving through, they can go, wow, what's different about the area I'm in right now? And anyway, so I'm kind of curious to see what that expense would be. So, all right, any other questions around beautification for Corey or the team?
Not around that specifically, but, and I understand that much of this package tracks chronologically, but if there's any way we could reference the page number where each of these agenda items are, so it's easier to follow through on the, as the meeting goes on, because I'm surfing constantly looking for what we're talking about.
There are item numbers in the top right corner. Do you see that?
But there's not a page number, Dan, and it's we've got 33 pages and it's just difficult to find.
are you on the just so to help you out, are you using the PDF or are you using the HTML?
I'm using the PDF.
Okay, awesome. So we are now moving into page 16. How's that? Does that help?
All right, well, this one's simple. Nothing really to update, but we have our logo stuff. I know we had trouble with the files when she did the final walkthrough, which was mostly just her telling us what files are for what. But if you take a look, there's all our logos, submarks, color palette, brand elements, and fonts. So I just wanted to get in front of you guys so you could see the final products. We're already starting to brand some stuff. I'm going to show you. One thing we did, our diversity champions, we have these really nice plaques. We got them. So you can see our color palette, new logo. So it's already getting to use. So yeah, I just want you guys to be able to see the final product there. And that's pretty much it.
Really
Very
cool.
cool.
Very cool.
I will tell you, when I opened the agenda yesterday or when it was sent, first thing that jumped out at me was that LV up in the corner. So I think that looked really cool. Nice job. All right. We good to move on? Any questions? All right, item 7, other business.
Right. Well, I'll take the lead for a second here. You've got your code enforcement information on page 17. I wanted to make sure that you all had an opportunity to meet Rami Swiden. He's our code enforcement officer. We had some technical difficulties last time, so he wasn't able to join us. But here's Rami in my second row of my, celebrity game show we got going on here. Rami, did you want to just say hi to the gang and give them 3 awesome things about yourself?
Hello, how are you guys? Nice to meet you. I don't have anything special about myself other than I go out daily and I get people mad at me.
Oh.
But as you can see, I've been putting a monthly report for Susie and Corey and for the board to see what is done daily. As you can see, these are all commercial properties that I am enforcing and hopefully they all, which they all are cooperating and helping out to keep Lathrop and Southfield clean. So if anything that you don't understand about the report, I'd be more than happy to describe it to you. But I just want you to know that I am in contact with the business owners on a daily basis for any violation. Sometimes I don't write it down because I make the phone call and I do talk to them. But hopefully our reports will improve as we go. As we go, our reports will improve, and you'll see what we do on a daily basis.
Great.
I can vouch for that. Whatever Rami said, he calls me at least once a week to make sure my property is in good shape. Since I'm not at the building, I tend to overlook it and my tenants don't complain. So Rami is doing a good job.
Thank you, Shaila. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well, great. It's nice to finally meet you, Rami, at least over Zoom here, but I appreciate your time and certainly your attention and keeping us updated on what's happening in the DDA and keeping us looking good, to be honest. That's the number one thing we want is a good first impression when everybody comes into the district. So
thank you very much.
yeah. Any questions for Rami? All right. Susie?
All right, well, I'm actually gonna let Corey take over for the work plan update since I know she put together the.
Item 7B, page 18.
All right, so this one is just kind of to keep you updated since we had the training in January with the work plan. So one important thing about having the work plan is it helps us move up as a Main Street community with Oakland County, which then gives us more resources and access to resources. So we've been meeting with Annika Norris at Oakland County, and we're really working towards the next level, and things are looking good. And this work plan's, like I said, key towards it. So I wanted to update you guys. This is more for your own information to show that we're getting a lot done. I tried to include our work plan so you could actually see I had highlighted what we had done or close to finishing, but I don't know, Unicode did not enjoy me uploading it. So unfortunately I could not share it with you guys. So I try to give a list of big accomplishments or projects that we've been working on. So if you have any questions, one thing I want to highlight, I meant to put it in promotions and I forgot to mention it, is we are getting a business directory and it's a map. So we're finally getting it and it'll be on our website. We're working with the software people right now. So it should be up in the next few weeks. And the best thing is it's free. So at no cost, they're going to be working with us to get it on. I might be able to give you an example real quick.
They're trying to.
But it's this company in Missouri. I've met with them. They have different plans, but as of now, the free version, I think, is what we'll need. We can always re-examine later on, but I will show you a quick example. So this is the St. Charles, Missouri. This is where this company's based too. So they have all the categories: shop, eat, services, art, stay. Obviously, not all of these are applicable to us, but we can change them as needed. So we can put our parks, parking, everything like that. So very exciting. I'll keep you all updated when it's launched. It will be on the website. And just wanted to let you know we finally are getting there with that. So this will be way better. I had been working on one and this will be 1,000 times better than what I could ever do. So it's really exciting and I wanted to let you all know. But otherwise, you can see what we've been up to and accomplishing on the work plan. If you have any questions, let me know. But this was basically just to keep you updated so we can keep in mind where we are. Matt had offered to do a free follow-up sometime late summer, so we should probably take him up on that so we can keep in check with our goals. But otherwise, if you have questions, I can answer them. And that's it.
I'm just gonna do a volume check. You guys hear me?
Yeah, you're kind of quiet though.
Kind of quiet.
Yeah, we just lost power here again, so we're back on generator, so I'm on.
We have been in and out of power here. We're having a lot of technical trouble here at the office.
Okay. All right, any questions for Susie around the work plan or any of the updates or any questions? All right. Keeping things moving along. Thank you for that update, Corey. And Susie, let's move on to the departmental report, which is item 7C, page 19, 20, and 21.
Well, so we keep cruising along. The one thing that I really want to point out, and I have the signed letter of understanding already, because I can't imagine you guys are going to say, don't do it. Oakland County, Main Street Oakland County has reached out to me earlier this week. They've asked to partner with Lathup Village DDA on what they are calling the Community Navigator Program. Essentially, they'll be embedding a micro business staff person here at City Hall to work with us and our business community and the neighboring communities. This person it's a grant through SBA that Oakland County is applying for. We don't have any capital outlay for this. We just need to provide them with space, and this person would be really kind of taking up where Oakland County's one-stop program kind of got reorganized as things have been moving along with them. And so this will bring back some of those elements and really provide more direct support to micro businesses, underserved businesses and communities. So I'm just really excited that they chose us and they see that we're a good resource and a good partner for them. So I don't know when exactly they're expecting to find out about the award. Their application is due on the 23rd, so next Friday. So stay tuned.
Is this a temporary full-time position, or
I'm not sure how it's structured just at the moment. I'm sure I'll get more details, and I'll be asking John for a copy of their final application, just for our own information. But
we help. We're in favor of it.
Right, I'm sure it'll be fine. So that's the most exciting new news. We do have a handful of new businesses coming in. We've got 4 new businesses that are in various stages of opening. While RM Smoke Shop may not be the most exciting one, they are open. And what's exciting about that is that both of those locations, both the smoke shop and the fish market, they went vacant during COVID, and he's been able to fill them quickly. So that plaza is going, it's full again. So every new business is a great new business. So there's that. The comprehensive plan is going to be going before the Planning Commission on Tuesday for their public hearing and final adoption. So we got good feedback from the county and actually Southfield, and very supportive on those ends. Also, cannabis, the next 2 weeks are going to be super fun. Public hearing on Tuesday at the Planning Commission for the cannabis zoning ordinance. And then I anticipate their recommendation being made to council at that meeting. And then council will have their second reading on July 26th. So that following Monday on both the general code and the zoning ordinance. So I expect that they will take some sort of action, whether for or against, at that meeting. So I encourage you all to pop in for one or both of those those meetings, and all of the Zoom, they're held via Zoom. All of the meeting information is in that same board portal that you use to access your meeting information. So work is continuing on infrastructure stuff. We're almost done with the paving projects. There's still some work to be done on Santa Barbara. Sidewalk program will begin in August. And water main project is the next big one. And that's going to be happening at the north end of town on Wiltshire and San Rosa, both from Southfield to Lathup Boulevard. So, and that'll be in happening around Labor Day. So that's the long and short of it for my report. Are there any questions?
It looks like we have to welcome Fred Prime to the call.
Oh, hey, Fred.
Fred, if you can come off of mute and tell us where you're at, your name and where you're at, please.
Yes, this is Fred Prime, Lathup Village, Oakland County.
Welcome. Any questions for Susie around her director update? Lots of good work. Boy, when you look back at all the events that's going on, that's really kind of cool to see. I know we went a while without having stuff, so really good job by the team. Still waiting for the Ruby Lee's honey chicken to come to the meeting now, so.
I know. I was just talking to the building official about it today to see where they're at. So hopefully soon. So.
All right. I'm not seeing any questions, and looking at the agenda, I don't believe we have any old business. So we need to move into new business.
So
go ahead, Susie, 9A.
Yep, so included in your packet was the Southfield Road alley assessment. It didn't, not all of it got printed out quite, or well, at least it didn't print out for me as well as I wanted it to. But we talked about this earlier this spring and said we wanted to have an assessment done on the alleys to get a conditions analysis to see just how terrible are they. And more than half of them are terrible. So I don't think that that's a real big shocker for most of us. Right now, this is more for you to read and try and digest. I have asked the city engineer, Scott Ringler, if he would be able to join us for maybe a fall meeting, so maybe September, October, to kind of talk us through exactly what this says. But I mean, to distill it down, I mean, we've got about 1.6 million worth of improvements that can and probably should be made. And really, he recommends starting with the alleyways that are in the middle of the road, sort of in terms of conditions. So I personally think it would be good for us to sit down with him and have him kind of walk us through his recommendation and maybe how that can be incorporated into an overall capital improvement strategy for us. Since we're making the sidewalk improvements, we need to do something about these alleys. And we need to figure out what our options are.
For just maybe some history, I know for myself personally, maybe a few of the others on the call that don't live in Lathrop Village, but the ones that are on page 23 that look like they're in really good, fair to good condition, have those been replaced over the years? Is that why I see one is beautiful cement and one is, it looks almost brand new, so.
Yes, and I believe he references earlier in his memo that some were done over the years. There were some that were done earlier, several years ago. And so yes, those were fairly new, right? So back in 2015, 16, right? Some of that work was done.
At that time, Susie.
What's that?
How were they paid for at that time?
I don't know. Maybe
anybody-
Pam, do you know how that was done? I can't recall. It's
They
all
were paid by cash.
cash.
I know, but who funded that? Was it the city?
Yes. They were reconstruction. If you're talking about the ones by Roseland down at the other, that was complete reconstruction. It was paid by the DDA.
So, I mean, I think we're gonna need to look at how do we want to, when we talk about this further and, later this year, I think we're gonna need to think about, how do we want to fund this kind of, upgrade? I mean, 1.6 more than wipes out what we have. Allocate, like even just in our fund balance period, it just wipes it out. So we'll need to think about what our options may be and how to get the most bang for our buck. But I just want to make sure that you had that assessment, and you can read through it and certainly let me know what your questions are, and then we'll get the engineer here to give us more information.
Yeah, certainly.
So,
All right, any questions regarding the assessment by Griffith Webster at this time? I think we would all welcome some more education on, the best way to tackle that with limited funds. Certainly, is it a multi-year project? How would we, go about staging that out if that truly is going to be our responsibility? So.
And if I could just comment, the approach that the city has taken is to have a 3-year project that's paid for with a 10-year bond to help spread the payments over a period of time. And I do believe the DDA is able to bond as well.
mhm.
Okay. Great.
Is the recommendation such that we should repair the ones that aren't so far gone that they need major reconstruction, like the roads, and the ones that are too far gone, basically let them go, prioritize the ones we can save? Is that what this says?
Yes, essentially it's, yes, prioritize the ones that are, you'll see on, let's see what page is it. On page, sorry, I'm looking for it, on page
24.
29, you'll see that's the alley network. And that everything that is rated, has that PACER rating of a 4 or a 5. Those are the ones that he is recommending we prioritize at this point. And then and work on those, and then go back and work on the ones that are in absolute garbage condition.
Well, I mean, the good news there is that it looks like the ones that are in fair condition, we would be spending much less compared to the ones that need total reconstruction.
Indeed, I think it's about 76,000.
Yeah, 76,000 seems relatively modest compared to the bottom line. So,
Right. And
Yeah.
if and my overall goal is to try and at least get us to a point where we can make a decision and potentially work some of this into next year's paving schedule for the city projects and take advantage of those economies of scale for the materials and work that are already going to be happening. So. Are there any other questions?
Okay. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. And we'll look to get somebody in, you said in October. So moving on to 9B, DDA branded promotional item.
Yeah, so as we talked about in the promotions meeting yesterday, we're looking to buy some additional or some new branded items with our new logo. Some of these would be items that we would just be giving away. For example, we've got our bags. Those have been an incredible success. We've been giving them out at our Juneteenth event as part of our new resident bags to new businesses and part of the concert series. So we'd like to get some new bags. We've kind of upped the quantity, and everything that's proposed right now, that'll get us through the end of this year, the end of this calendar year, and then even into probably spring of next year as well. So so we've got bags that we'd like to get. Since we're out, we've got little tattoos and buttons, temporary tattoos, not paying for tats for everyone, but temporary tattoos so we can plaster our little kids. They're like little walking billboards. Some buttons. We've got a tablecloth for our events. We've got kind of built in there some other miscellaneous costs associated with us, but really we're asking for you all to authorize about $4,000 of costs for promotional items. So the bulk of that being the bags. So
Yeah, and a little bit of background. We have done these kind of ad hoc since I've been here, like one-offs, and I asked the team to come up with a budget for the entire year to kind of do a one-time expense. Clearly, these are promotional items for the DDA and for us to help promote the city and in the eyes of the DDA. So, and the team, I think, has been really focused on making sure these are things we're going to use and just not throw in the cabinet and talk about 7 years from now. So I think it's well needed, certainly. Did you get the tent in there though, or was that, I thought we were doing a tent?
no, we figured that with the lead time for the tent, and correct me if I'm wrong, Corey, for the lead time with the tent, it wasn't going to work out, right?
We wouldn't really get them until September. Obviously, people are still trying to get them a lot for outdoor dining. So with the prices and then turnaround time, we figured this might be best to re-examine those. Maybe come.
Is this the white tent you're talking about, like we have outside?
Yeah, they would be
Pop
the
up
10 by 10 canopy pop-up tents that would have the DDA logo on them. So we figured if we were going to do, if we wanted to keep the shop small artisan market outdoor aspect, we wouldn't want to have a bunch of mismatch. We probably would want maybe, hopefully closer in space come this fall, is probably big.
Like the bigger tents that we can rent. So yeah, these would just be the pop-up tents that we have usually for the concerts.
There's nothing like for lack of a better word, a big patch or something that you can put on the tent, and then you can take it off the tent.
Like a decal.
Yeah, but I mean something sturdy, but that you can then use. You can use it as you will. No.
Not that we've found just yet, but I mean, we can certainly look for something along those lines. But we just overall, we thought it maybe be a better to wait and see how our expenses are and do that in the spring.
Understood.
So we need to vote on this.
Yes, we need you to authorize this amount, this $4,000 toward the purchase of these items.
I want to ask for a motion to approve $4,000 expenditure for promotional items for the events for the rest of 2021.
I'll make a motion.
Brian.
I'll support.
Red supports. All in favor, Cheryl? Yes. All right. I got a head nod. Pam,
Yes.
Shyla,
Yes,
Bobby,
Yes,
Fred,
Yes,
Ryan,
Yes,
listen, and Mark,
Yes.
and yes from Dan. So unanimously carried. Can't wait to see the new tattoos on everybody.
Right there.
Last but not least, in the new business is Gateway and City Hall flower beds. Susie?
Yep, so like Corey mentioned earlier, beautification has we've been talking about planting those gateway flower beds as well as those around City Hall. As luck would have it, I met a resident as part of the random excavation projects, who is an avid master gardener and was super excited to be able to help us out. And she came up with a couple or 3 great designs for the entrance gardens and City Hall, that front flower bed. And so, even though we're slightly behind the game, we do have some. Let me back up a second. The designs she came up with they're perennial designs, right? And so we are able to plant some of these now and make our garden start to happen. So long and short of it is we've been working with our contact in English Garden for Flowers, and we would like to request approval for $4,500 for the purchase of flower bed and landscape, for the purchase of flowers and landscaping expenditures. And again, this will be spread out over those 3 flower beds at Lincoln, 12, and City Hall. This is not all of the flowers, not all the perennials. It's most of them, I think, right, Corey? We will have another spring expenditure, but I believe that we'll be able to budget more effectively for that when we get to next spring. So, and actually, I will say, as Corey and I were prepping for this, when we were doing our budget amendments last month, we'd actually not expended just about $4,300 that had been budgeted for streetscaping. So this is just a little bit more than we ended up taking out for last year.
that's good to know, Susie. Thanks for sharing that.
Yep. So we guesstimated pretty well. But
These, and I'm not a gardener, but can you find flowers right now? Is it the season?
yeah, it's been our contact at English Gardens. His name is Bob. He has literally been calling his other stores and other suppliers to cobble together everything we need for our order. So it's not been easy, which is part of the reason why we weren't able to get the solid number in front of you until right now.
Yeah, got it about an hour
Dan, were
ago.
you asking, is it okay to plant plants at this time of year? Is that what your question was?
Well, I know you can plant this time of year, and certainly, obviously with the weather we're having now. But I was more concerned around, we're going to put it in the ground in August 1st, and then we're going to tear it out at the end of September. That's all. I'm like, are we past our window of getting the maximum benefit from planting flowers?
Well, since these are perennials, you can still plant them. I don't think you'd want to plant bushes, right now. You'd want to wait till fall for that. But as long as you're willing to water them, you can plant the perennials and they'll come back next year. And
okay, so they are perennials, not.
It should be fine.
We will have a few annuals in there just to give them some immediate spice, right? And that's just that's for this year only. But yeah, when we talked to her name is Joanna. When we had originally started talking with Joanna, she was she said, friends don't let friends plant annuals. So we're fine with that. I mean, I know it's a heftier upfront cost with the perennials, but I think long term it's going to be worth the expense. So
Great, you answered my question. Any other questions around? Do we need a vote on this?
yes, we need you again to authorize the expenditure. We're asking for $4,500, and that just gives us a little bit of just a teeny bit of cushion. I know that's literally when you signed in and I had to hop on the phone, that was Corey telling me the amount. So.
And then Susie, that's going to be under streetscaping.
Correct.
45, is that what you said?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
$4,500. So unless there's any
All right.
questions or objections.
I'll move to, what am I saying? To approve the expenditure of $4,500 for the gateway sign and flower bed landscaping costs for this year.
I'll second that, Dan.
Awesome. And all in favor, Cheryl?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Shyla?
Yes,
Bobby?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
And Fred?
Yes.
I'd like to thank Fred for volunteering to help with planting. That was nice of you, Fred.
Because he was late. That's your late charge.
That's it.
Right.
Right.
Last but not least on our agenda, any public comment, Bobby, or I mean, Susie?
We have no public in attendance today. So.
All right, with that, we will adjourn. Thank you all for your time and stay dry today. Thanks, guys.
Indeed. All right.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
bye, everyone.